ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Newbees turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Reserve.
Southeast Asia, man, the other big name team, of course, out there that did not qualify. Faceless announced earlier today that they have disbanded as a team, which I know shocked a lot of people, including myself. I mean, kind of. I mean, well, I don't talk too much about that, but you know, that was definitely quite the statement being made. So I agree with you there, Clutch Gamers. You know, I'm hoping for their success, and honestly, I feel like this is still a younger team that has a lot of progress to make. So I hope they stay together. But it could be devastating, right? When you're so close to qualifying for such an epic event and then you fall just short. I mean, they lost 2-1 to Execration there.
Yeah, and to be honest, the young thing can kind of hurt them because a lot of those players at that age struggle to place the blame on themselves or as a cumulative team thing, and they want to find fault in somebody. And anyway, let's talk about Dota here, man. We got a Night Stalker and a Wisp ban. We got a Sand King and a Nyx. So we're seeing a lot of offlane or roaming 4 flex positions banned out here. It does leave the clockwork open for Clutch, though. This hero's been picked or banned in almost every game of Dota in the last patch. Definitely curious to see how they use it. I'm going to assume roaming 4.
So, Shadow Shaman as that first pick for Newbee in response. I cast a little bit of the Chinese region in the regional qualifiers right there. This hero is top tier pick. I don't know what the deal is with just, and it's the only region, right? No other regions we see Shadow Shaman really actively played in at all.
North America. They're first banning it.
Really?
Yeah, almost the whole qualifier is getting first ban.
Wow. Okay, I actually didn't notice that then. Interesting. Well, point is, it's okay, so a couple of regions then, China and now North America, but others, it's just not even heard of. I mean, we just don't even see a hero, so what's the deal? Why are we seeing Shadow Shaman?
Here's the problem. If you run Shadow Shaman as a hard 5, he struggles. It's like running a Nyx as a hard 5 or something along those lines where, yeah, it can do stuff, but it's not great. But if you run him as either like a 4.5 or as your actual 4 position and just deal with not having a roamer, he can single-handedly be your win condition. The amount of pressure a level 3 Serpent Wards can put on a building late in the game can be the difference of can you break high ground or not. So this means it opens Newbee up to bad building hitting lineups because they have a backup plan for that. So we're going to see stuff like Void. We can see more spell casting type mid laners like Puck. And they know they still have a way to hit buildings in the end. So I've sang the praises of Shadow Shaman ever since the patch where he lost range and got a ton of damage. I think he's nuts.
I've always been a huge fan of the heroes. And I agree with you there. I love seeing them. It's just, it gets so fascinating to me that we have, I guess, 2 regions just massively first ban, first pick him, and other 3 regions or so just don't even pay attention to him. That's a great thing about this game as a whole. A very international game, and you definitely have your strategies throughout the regions, of course. So, Faceless 4 to pick up here. You mentioned the idea of maybe a Clockwork 4 position. That's what I'll look towards as well. Faceless, on the other hand, this is a hero that could be either the 1 or the 3 position, I feel like.
I'm going to say it's either carry or if it's a really good matchup for him, mid.
Mid, really?
Mid Void was a thing for a little while when it was very bursty mids. Because you'd eat their spell and then you'd time walk and their right clicks couldn't push you out if you had a poor man's. I saw one South American team did run it, but yeah, in reality, I would say it's going to be a carry. Especially when coupled with that Phoenix. Do we see the trifecta? Does he go tree?
Oh, what? Wait, on Newbee side?
Yeah. Then you run mid Shadow Shaman, man.
Oh, geez, I would love that. That brings up really old school right there.
Pollywog Priest.
Pollywog No Tail coming at you. Yeah, Phoenix with the tree and stuff, of course, that for a bit there. Obviously, OG especially ran at the Gev nature and proved to be a very strong duo. I still think, even with the Keeper nerfs, or the Treant nerfs, excuse me, a viable combo at that. But That means Shadow Shot would then end up with the core, and don't know if that's going to happen.
Probably not. Fly actually did say in a public post one time that he thought after they ate a few losses with just Phoenix, if you didn't have Phoenix and Tree, it was garbage. So,
okay.
Definitely curious to see what Newbee does with this Phoenix. The Chrono will help. That'll work similar to how Overgrowth does, where it just locks some people out of hitting the egg. Yeah. It means Void won't have to get the best Chronos. He just hits the one person or two people that can bring down the egg, and then Phoenix just makes sure to get a good super out of it. So
that's what I was thinking. That's kind of the ultimate idea, right? Is that you kind of get that big combo off, if anything, when they're clumped up. So that kind of exists still with this combo. And they go Bat Rider as their fourth pick, so that's going to be their off lane. Pretty much secures the Faceless as a 1, outside of maybe the mid option, as you pointed out. But again, the more usual suspect would be that 1 position. I want to also touch on something real quickly right here before we get too much into this. The draft, by the way, you may have noticed, Clutch Gamers actually only had 1 minute of reserve time from the beginning here. Of course, Newbee had the default 2.5 minutes. That's because they will be penalized for some delays right here. So
I can't wait for the Reddit post. It's going to be interesting. Someone at the event's going to make a post about it. There's no way. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, these are supposed to be lands, right? I don't get it. But yeah, either way, Clutch is definitely on a timer. It's hard to draft without reserve time.
10 seconds.
You almost want them to use the other team's reserve time. Like, if I'm Newbee and knowing they don't have any, I'm almost jamming my picks. Like, you just plan ahead and just snap pick them so that Clutch doesn't have time to think.
Force the issue, yeah. Shadow Fiend is going to be their 4th pick themselves, so that's, again, very likely their mid option with the Coddle, the Bristle, and the Clockwork. Coddle, Bristle, I feel like it's actually been a little bit since we've seen it. We saw a lot of Bristle, of course, at the regional qualifiers, but Coddle as a partner, honestly, at least, again, in the matches I was covering, we really weren't seeing it at all being picked up.
Well, Night Stalker was also super popular back then. So it was basically, if you pick Coddle without banning Night Stalker, you just got Night Stalkered and everything was sad. So maybe that was part of it, and Coddle doesn't really offer you a whole lot of control. He wants to just push people out with the Illuminate and make their life just miserable through mana leak, but if they don't get a lead in their lane, that's very underwhelming.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, this looks rough for Clutch here. Like, Shadow Fiend is a super gankable mid laner. You have Rasta that can come in and just grip him. I just want to see some sort of bursty mid out of Newbee here. Quap looks fantastic. She did receive some nerfs, but yeah, Quap or Puck both just look awesome right now. Lena got touched. Lena got nerfed pretty hard. So her Dragon Slave lost 25 damage at level 1. That was your primary harass tool. You'd use it to get a CS and poke the mid laner down, and it set you up to pressure them at level 3. And so yeah, that lost a good chunk of damage there. And then, yeah, they're a little less of a Gatling gun at 25. Which is weird, because, like, China was the one that clung to Quap after she fell out of favor, and played Quap for months and months after every other region had said, nope, not good anymore. And they would just farm with it. It'd be like 6-7 item Quap. And that's how people are playing Lena. You know, you go Rice to a Bloodstone, and then you farm for another 2-3 items. So it's odd that it just didn't mesh with them in the same way. But yeah, just a little regional flair there, I guess.
We are in a pause, by the way, I assume. Yeah, so one player's reconnecting here. So that's always, you kind of get caught up in conversation, and you're just like, God, this draft is taking forever all of a sudden. No, we are actually paused.
I'm just, are the admins saying anything? Because it's Clutch's captain.
Yeah, it being the land, we don't know the exact details of what's going on. New ban Quap, though, so there you go with that insight there. And, ooh, they picked a safe lane Veno, I assume that's going to be?
Yeah, I would imagine so. To me, it just screams Puck here. You're a little weak to BKBs, but it just seems so good. It gives you consistent wave clear that can push aggressively once Puck's at like 2 items.
Remaining.
And you really want to have those lanes pushed up when you have a Shadow Shaman. Okay, a little slower option, but it works.
Invoker's a little more physical threat too. I feel like that was going to be the one thing I was going to bring up when you mentioned the Puck, was maybe they want a little more of that. Obviously they have Faceless, but they'd be heavy magic if they went just the Puck. Invoker's a lot of magic though at the same time.
You didn't see a wheel rack while whistling's puck. He went a Radiance. Yeah,
Jesus.
he right clicked hard with that thing.
That's
a
a
lot of
420
damage.
GPM talent.
Oh yeah, he was so far. But alas, they did fall short.
Yeah, that's another story.
All right, so Invoker. This is interesting because normally when we see Invoker, it's paired with an offlaner that has some type of setup for him, either a Clockwork or a Nyx or something along those lines. Their only
10
setup for
seconds
Sunstrike in this
remaining.
game, other than Lasso at level 6, is going to be Rasta. So I'm really curious to
5
see how they
seconds
use this.
remaining.
If the Rasta is going to look for an early smoke somewhere and try to connect the, like, say, level 5 Invoker Sunstrike. That's what I'm thinking you're going to want to look out for in the laning phase. Oh, China.
We're gonna see an SDCC Invoker. He is a fun player to watch in this hero. MDL is it's fun that I'm getting to cast this event here because MDL was actually technically the first bigger event that I actually cast when I first jumped into the Dota 2 scene. A little less than a year ago now. It's about 9 or 10 months ago now. I first started becoming a caster here. So, ooh, 300 ping. That's not good. Getting 300 ping. Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, the tech issues may continue. But my story there was one of the players that really stood out to me because Newbee was also in that event was SECC, as I like to call him, Sick. And he played quite a bit of Invoker in that tournament specifically, and it was just so entertaining to watch. Him in Dogfights was another player that really stood out to me on IG Vitality.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, SCCC just does some weird stuff. Like, he'll grab weird item pickups. He really thinks and tries to adapt to the game. Sometimes it's a little too out of the box, but for the most part, he's just really exciting. He likes to make plays. He likes to be the guy going in and making the impact on his team.
All right, so we have the Shadow Fiend Clockwork combo.
I'll just run through all the lineups while we're sitting here paused.
Sure.
Anyone just listening?
Why not? Let's go ahead and do that here. I'll do the Radiant side. We got Faith
all right.
playing the Rasta. All right, also known as the Shadow Shaman. We got SCCC Sick on the Invoker, Moogie on the Faithless Void, Phoenix in the hands of Kaka, and KP on the Bat Rider. As the offlane, of course, the Aussie on the old Chinese.
Aussie, indeed. All right, and over on the side of Clutch Gamers, we've got Fly Solo on Keeper of the Light, Armel on Shadow Fiend, Rappy on Bristleback, Gabby on Venomancer, and Boombax on the Clockwork. And yeah, they are going to get the cogs here, but I'm really curious to see, like, if any team's smart enough to punish them, I would imagine it's going to be Newbee, where they're either going to go for, at the very minimum, the triple bounty earn. Best case scenario, I've seen teams just smoke 5 people over to here, and you just kill the Shadow Fiend when he comes for his rune. That's by far the best counter I've seen to it.
Mm-hmm. I 100% agree with you, and yeah, glad if you didn't. It's just seeing teams going up against a Clockwork Shadow Fiend that don't actually look to play aggressive into it is almost frustrating at a point, because at this tier, at this level of play, I feel like you really should be comfortable knowing that and thus reacting to it as a result. So we'll see if Newbee is up for the challenge or not, but
I mean, it's almost a meta inside a meta, right? Because when it first started, it was like broken. No one would gank the SF. He had all these souls coming into lane. It was nuts. And then everyone started playing aggressive, and once everyone gets to that point where they're either smoke ganking the Shadow Fiend at level 2, or they're just trying to kill him right when he goes for his bounty, then I can see Shadow Fiends maybe just grabbing 1 set of cogs, or 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something that lets him get in position a lot faster, but still get some sort of lane advantage. I'm just curious to watch this whole thing unfold, because it is almost a meta inside a meta.
Yeah. So do you think that Shadow Fiend, especially with the cog trick right here, say no gank happens, we start 0-0, whatever, in the middle lane, is Shadow Fiend set to win that lane matchup against the Invoker?
Oh yeah, hands down. At the very least for the first, like, 3-4 levels. Invoker just doesn't have enough tools. He's almost going to be forced to go a point in Wex at level 2 just so he can get Alacrity up, and at least try to last it against Armel's Shadow Fiend. If he doesn't do that, he should easily be down 15 CS by, like, level 3, level 4.
Yeah.
Between the last hits and the denies. It's going to be so rough for him. His base damage just doesn't quite measure up. Animation's worse. It's just rough. The real thing, though, I mean, we got to watch out for roams. Though. If the clock manages to connect on Invoker, disaster. It could be super
Yeah.
bad, but in the same side, all it takes is one shackle from Rasta and Shadow Fiend dies too.
Yep, definitely plenty of gank on really either side. Well, definitely more on the Radiant side. I mean, Clockwork's really a big target, of course, on the Dire as far as having that gank presence here. If you're the Radiant here in Newbee, you're not really too concerned about aggressive ganks coming out. And I don't know about you as well, but safe lane Venomancer has felt a little underwhelming to me. And maybe that's because I was watching a bit of complexity run at the NA qualifiers, and it didn't really do that well. So I'm not gonna lie, that's probably a little bit of a biased opinion. But how do you feel?
I think it's really good as long as it zones the offlaner and then goes a carry build. I don't like caster carry Veno. I think like the Veil Force Staff is not a good build, especially with the new cost increase on Veil. I like to see just Treads, Aquila, maybe a Drums or a Helm of Dom, and then you're going like Mjolnir. And then Blink, and you just burn everything down with your dots. That's the build I like to see. It can do really well as that almost Clinks-like mid-game carry, especially right when he hits that level 20 mark. That's where he can just explode. If he has enough attack speed, it's nuts. But I'm with you. The way like Complexity and most of North America honestly ran it, I'm not a big fan of it all.
Yeah. Yeah, Veno was... I'm looking at the regional qualifiers, just all... percent win percentage. I mean, it's not horrendous, but it's obviously a little less than win. And obviously, there might have been a couple of those games where it's even mid, if not a support jungler. So, but I think Flame Veno is what you'd almost expect when you see it nowadays, at least in this last month here.
2 years ago, when CDEC had their run through TI, they always played Gyro as their carry, and as soon as you'd hit level 6, they would port the carry Gyro to another lane and just gank with the ult right away. If there was a team like that was looking for a carry to replace that Gyro, Veno almost seems to fit that bill so well. He could just hit 6, have a little bit extra mana through an Aquila or Treads on Int or something, and just port to a lane and Gale ult, and really do almost the same role that a level 6 Gyro used to do. And I'm surprised we don't see more teams using that Veno as almost a roaming carry.
Yeah.
Because Shadow Fiend will gladly eat whatever farm Veno doesn't take.
Oh, yeah.
He'll nuke out mid, go eat the jungle, go farm the safe lane. He'll take whatever's left over.
Yeah, and Poison Nova dots in general are just going to be that much more powerful the earlier on you get them off in game. So, yeah, getting that big ulti off could be important here. So, obviously the players have reconnected, but again, guys, being a land advantage. I am keeping an eye on the other match, though, as watching looking at the score at least, and some interesting stuff going on there. Freaking OG doing their Arc Warden strat in the hands of No-Tail. Jerax actually playing a Winter Wyvern as well, and they got Shadow Shaman themselves, so that's a fun strategy on their side. Going up against the EG strat with Arteezy playing.
So, okay, they have to be in player rooms for the hotels or something, because they're not knowing what each other's doing right now.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense then. Yeah, for the group stages especially, it's just to them not actually being...
Yeah, we're going to have so much Dota then. We're going to have the Peru tournament and then this, and also basically be running 24 hours. Well, then into Dream League, then into TI. Yeah, we're getting there.
Wow, this is
Man,
come out.
So exciting.
Armel was a fun mid player to watch. That was an in that I personally didn't really know. Again, going into the regional qualifiers, I knew of Clutch Gamers, especially in the success that they started to have, but I really hadn't looked too much into them, of course. But after watching the regional qualifiers, I was very impressed with his play from their team. So looking forward to getting the Shadow Fiend this game.
Honestly, I think a lot of people were disappointed to not see Clutch make TI. They'd kind of been the Southeast Asian Slayers for a long time. I know I had them on my prediction list to take the third slot, the one that Execration got.
despite having 3 qualifier spots. We knew that, though, going in. It was going to be a very, very tough qualifier.
Yeah, other than pretty much feeling like TNC was probably going to get through, I had no clue.
Yeah. Yeah, TNC was the only absolute... Yeah,
they did look pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, they looked very good. Their only loss was actually to Clutch Gamers, now that you mention that.
Nice, we get to play Dota. Maybe.
Finally, hopefully. Cross the fingers, knock on wood, we'll do whatever you have to do. Play some Dota. Alright. They're moving around, dealing with the ping. Seems like that's settled. Cock's gonna be coming up. Here we go. The denies. Ideally, you want to get around 12 to 15 mark.
Man, I mean, Clutch got out of their base before Newbee did. Like, these wards came down so fast from Fly Solo, and they're in great positions. These are about the best wards he could have. It's going to see Shadow Shaman if he wants to rotate. It's going to show anyone looking to go on mid, and give high ground vision for the Shadow Fiend. That's a really nice pair of wards to get down totally undetected.
And Newbee's not playing aggressive. They're not even remotely trying. I mean, to be fair, if they went to this bottom side like you were talking about earlier, as far as the bottom, the boundary over there, they would have been seen and probably would have been held off, or something else would have happened. So,
to be fair, they have arguably one of the worst level 1s I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
You have Faceless Void, who doesn't want to skill till he knows if he's going to be the one getting gone on. If he takes Time Walk, he's pretty useless. Invoker only has level 1 Sunstrike. Phoenix doesn't do much at 1. Batrider does almost nothing. Like, they have 4 heroes that are just awful at level 1.
That
looks like they are going to go for one here on Gabby.
Dives in. Icarus dive. No Time Walk, but would that really help right here? Shackle's coming out. Hasn't leveled anything just yet on Moogie. Playing the Faceless Void. Gabby's in trouble, though. Camarada attacks. There's the Time Walk, and one more needed. First blood in favor of Moogie, playing the Faceless Void. An aggressive Faceless Void lane going to be happening, it seems like, and that caught Venom off guard.
I mean, I absolutely would just leave Void here at this point. Venomancer took Gale, so his level 1 pressure is so bad now. Like, he wanted Poison Sting or he wanted Wards, but more than likely he wanted Poison Sting at 1. This is just way too expensive of a skill. Oh, 1 courier down, going for 2, going for 2.
And on the other side, yep, Tiger goes down. Kaka, though, oh boy, that tier 2 tower is going to die to the creeps here. I guess, you know, when you're that deep, even that nerf that happened, you know, recent patch, not really recent patch, but you get the point, it's still worth it.
Look at Faith, just manning up.
Fly Solo, he's dead. Faith credit for the kill, actually, and this is that roaming Rasta. It talked about the ganking presence is going to be huge here, and we're starting right off the bat. Weak level 1 for the most part, but they're making it work, man.
That was great. He saw the Coddle kill the courier and knew he was going to go harass SCC, so he just walked up and started right-clicking the Coddle. And you don't beat a Rasta.
It's insane. Very good. And they're going to keep this going. Another smoke being activated right here.
This
going to wrap around. Kill. Good Shadow Fiend. Obviously hurt those souls as a result. The Icarus dive in. Goes a little far right there, but Shackle's going to come out, and you can't stop this. Like, there's nothing that you can do for Shadow Fiend, obviously, and there's no support nearby.
There goes your whole COGS advantage, basically.
Yeah, this is Newbee making a statement here early on. They came to play, and they're just running at Clutch Gamers in the very early game. And yeah, you gotta wonder how these lanes have also kind of thrown things off a little bit for Clutch too, because Clutch is doing what the standard. You know, they're running the off lane Bristle with the Coddle, or Shadow Fiend mid, but obviously Newbee went with the Batrider short, and then he had the aggressive trying to start initially. Now middle lane, Invoker goes down. Wow, well played by Armel there. Able to land the double raise.
Okay.
That helps.
Yeah, I mean, that just shouldn't happen. Invoker died with a salvage inventory.
Meanwhile, Moogie's still getting killed at the top lane. He definitely has to thank, once again, Rasta for that other Ether Shock picked up, and even level 1 does plenty of damage. Just runs down Clockwork, and obviously, what's he to do? The Venom's got nothing.
Yeah, and they really don't want to pull this Coddle off the bot lane. This is designed to be a duo that pressures really hard. And great choice from Newbee to aggro, because Phoenix has 0 base armor, Rasta only has 2. Like, Coddle Bristle would have ripped this lane apart.
Love how Kaka's just sitting here in the middle lane, just aiming that Sun Ray on the Shadow Fiend. Harassing the hell out of him. STC pushes up. Alacrity is on point. Fly Solo runs in, though, and Comes through with the chakra magic. Gonna box out the Phoenix if anything. But now Phoenix instead will go to the top lane and see about maybe taking another kill up here onto Boombox if not careful. And the clockwork. So yeah, Cotto has rotated just as you're talking about. I mean, is it really something you want to be doing? But Clutch kind of has to, it almost feels like.
Yeah, they really do. It does leave the Bristle a little bit vulnerable, though, because normal Quill stack time takes way too long to actually kill the Bat Rider. So he has to be a little careful here that the Bat doesn't get 4 or 5 stacks and just go on him.
Ooh, middle lane, Boombox running at Invoker, but of course he's too quick for that. Even Phoenix TP's in right there just in case, but only level 2 Clockwork, can't get close enough despite having the windlays and boots. Invoker positioning himself appropriately and is able to run away. So well played right there. But yeah, bottom lane, you look at how it's going. Bat Rider 19-1, Bristleback 15-1. So obviously, you know, Bristle's doing just fine down here. But how long is that going to last? And they're really going to be able to set up good farm for Venom at the top lane, who's 14-3 right now against a 23-11 Faceless Void. And oh, by the way, he's died once.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. They weren't shutting the Bat Rider down even with the Coddle down. So they just had to do what they had to do here. Try to make your safe lane okay.
It just keeps... This Rasta man, MVP. I swear, he's just so low. He's 2-0-3. He has been involved in every single of these 5 kills at 4.5 minutes. And another case, he just finds the Clockwork, locks him down long enough. The Cold Snap Alacrity comes out from Sick, and easy kill in the end. So Newbee just really on point with these rotations here.
And I'm totally okay with him maxing Shackles first this game. The only break they have is Clockwork.
That's a good point, yeah. That's the lack of crowd control on Clutch Gamers is a little bit disturbing now that you mention that.
Have you ever seen how much damage Shackles does? Just highlight that skill for a second. It's nuts.
Oh my god, wow, you're right. I would not have expected that.
Yeah, I've killed someone from like a 3rd health with level 4 Shackles. It's like almost 400 damage.
Get the full duration off. Yeah, you always think about that ability just simply for the crowd control effect, but you're right. I mean, that actually is a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is why the pros max it over Hex. Bottom lane, though, this is what I was talking about. The Bristle's in deep trouble.
God, he just burned. That was, I want to say, 5 or 6 stacks of that sticky napalm right there. Middle lane now. Coddle is going to just running into them, and he's going to end up going down as a result. Sloppy play, honestly. Coming out from Clutch. Now, maybe this was the plan. Boombox comes in, but he can't do enough.
That's what he was going for.
Okay.
It was definitely not worth his life, but he did know the ward was there and kind of just all in to kill it.
Yeah. Not worth it, giving up even more momentum to this Radiant side, especially on this Invoker. We mentioned SCCC playing it, and a fun Invoker to watch. He's currently only 4th in the game in net worth, though. Obviously, the top belongs to Faceless. Shadow Fiend is doing work, even with the death earlier on. Of course, he had the counter kill onto Invoker. He's kind of the shining star, as Armel tends to be, but another dire courier kill, and that's with a rip band and the protection. So Ring of Aquila was in the process of being made there, and that's going to be stopped for another 2.5 minutes or so. And actually, Armel's in trouble again. Bat running level 6 lasso. Yeah, he's close enough. Here comes Clockwork, but can he really do enough? Cog's going to push back a little bit, but it's not going to be enough in the end. The point is too real. The final auto attack gets out from Invoker. And Barrett just flies right over the ledge to survive. Barely survives, but survive he does. Newbee is just on fire, and this could be a quick one at this rate.
What a game. I mean, this is looking rough on the side of Clutch.
You got Shadow Fiend now, just as I was mentioning that, at least he's doing all right. And not so much anymore, though, again. And I guess that wasn't his Ring of Aquila. Whose was that? That was Venom's?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out where that courier even died. I was trying to find it.
2 courier kills, though. Like, basically, the courier's been dead longer than they've had it up. And yeah, top lane, Chronosphere. That's a level 7 now, Faceless Void, and that tied with a Sunray coming out from Phoenix. Easy kill on Veno. I think this all kind of goes back to, almost in hindsight a little bit, but the lack of crowd control is really hurting.
I mean, I said they were getting wrecked in the draft. As soon as they had to pick that Shadow Fiend, I got nervous. They wanted something that could hit the egg, but they couldn't even make their lanes okay after that pick.
Yeah. And you have Rasta, in a sense, almost playing like a solo bottom lane now. They're going to take advantage of this, kind of run at it, but uh-oh, the bait is real. The shackles come out, the cogs. It's not going to save the Bristle back because the fire will start burning him down. In fact, Clockwork also needs to be careful. Rampy, Sunstrike, he runs into it. Sick with the 6 Sunstrike indeed, and down he goes. Faith actually was killed in the end, by the way, but the counter kill is successful.
It's sad that that's almost an even gold trade, though, at this point. What's supposed to be the 5 support roster, I guess it's more of a 4 on this team. But this is what I'm talking about. Rosta's going to be level 6 here at like 9 minutes. He's going to be such a push threat.
And this Clockwork's dead again. Oh! Push onto the ledge! Oh no!
Beautiful.
Shackle Sunstrike. These arcane boots for Shadow Shaman. He's almost level 6. A couple of creep kills or 1 hero kill. He'll be level 6 here as well. And then top lane, what can Coddle do? He's just gonna like, oh, illuminate, be scared, guys. I mean, Phoenix almost dies as a result, but they kill Venomance there, and now he's just gonna man up. He actually gets denied by Moogie. What on earth? Got denied in the midst of that. That's Venomance. Denying.
Oh man, Newbee just styling here left and right, killing couriers, easy chrono kills. This is just nuts.
Butter picking up the drums already. Oh, Trinko boots, Invoker picking up the Midas. On top of that, and he's actually just gonna go right to a 4-staff here. Looks like.
I mean, that's a fast Midas on Invoker. 9 minutes with double null raindrop. Actually insane.
Yeah. Coddle back. They're running for the last and KP. Ports in. Drums popped. Looks to land the W, the flip break, and he does. The Shackles, meanwhile, want to back the Sunstrike coming out. It'll let both even spreads the damage. Coddle's down, and Bristleback's going to fall to the floor. Back is turned, actually. It's been living a little bit longer, but oh, he lives at the end. Shadow jump and just kind of walks away. He's like, yeah, no, that totally worked as planned. Top lane, Boombox goes down. Oh boy, Clutch. Yeah, I'm not feeling too good for them anymore, Z-Rock.
GG, go next. Honestly, just styling left and right here. The wards I was so confused about, and I'm like, oh yeah, still has lasso up. Didn't even need to use it. This is just a disaster. Every tool that Newbee has is getting at least 1 kill. Courier again.
Oh, that courier again. Don't die again. Come on, I just feel bad at this point. It's gonna live, but having to really maneuver that courier. Keep it alive.
Noogie going Mask of Madness. That's what I want to see. We do see a smoke, though, from CG in the bot side. They're trying to make something happen here.
Rappy's like, save me! And now KP's just gonna go the other direction. So that's smoke all for naught, unfortunately. Comes up short. And, I mean, I get what the Clutch is going for, of course, that they're kind of desperate to just make some plays. That would have been nice, you know, you take out the power out of your transition to a tower push, maybe, but they didn't get the kill. They're gonna try to pressure the tower enough.
Yeah, so... I mean, this is just super well done from Newbee and just dodging that Coddle Bristle. They threw back down there, somehow even found farm in this, and that just can't happen. But the Coddle Bristle is just falling entirely flat. It runs around the map, but it's not scary right now. It's getting killed left and right. And if that's not winning your lane, if that's not a tempo play for you, then the entire draft is off.
So Van almost has that what you're talking about, like forcing to go. I feel like if you're Clutch gamers, you get that fell. You even get what's Shadow Fiend going for? He's going the Shadow Blade. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. That or even like a Blink, and just try to go for some big wombo combo, right? And like try to come back that way maybe, because right now just sitting back trying to farm, it doesn't feel like it's gonna work, and you're just so far behind that you need to try to take advantage of that wombo combo potential that you maybe have.
Do you just expect Newbee to like stack his 5 on top of an Invis Shadow Fiend?
Trying to be positive here.
There. Like,
You are
there's
right,
zero
though.
reason that any more than one person from Newbee gets Requiem.
Oh no, is this a solo kill? There's that Mask of Madness with the Chronosphere and a Sunstrike just for good measure. I think without that he might have still had it, but SCCC wants that farm.
Invoker gets every kill. They're all his.
Yeah. Spot 1 and 6 already.
And this one caster's struggling to stay connected. Poor Bloody Massacre.
Keep thinking that it's like one of the players almost. Like, oh crap, this sucks, but no, just one of the casters. Well, credit to Clutch here. I mean, they're doing some nice stats to the inches. They've actually prioritized that. They lose a double, if not a triple the body. You got triple now being done by event here. So they're kind of trying to, you know, they're recovering a little bit here, but again, trying to think.
They're not a play from behind lineup. They can't.
Chris dive in, keeps his distance. Sunray, see Gabby just melts to the Sunray. Gonna get picked off. A little ambitious there. Rappy goes out of the bottom lane meanwhile, though, so it ends up kind of being a one-for-one trade of sorts.
They pulled Bristle up to the ward spot and just let him burn. They just ran one Firefly over it and just started attacking napalms. It's so mean.
Yeah. Invoker going the 4-staff, by the way. Let's talk about that for a second, because that's not your typical follow-up, of course, but is that because of the game?
The only way he should die in this game is if he gets hooked in cogs, then everyone goes on. So if he can get out of cogs, he basically just shouldn't die. Generally, if one item answers an entire team, you just prioritize it. You get it first no matter what. That's like Lincoln's if LC is their only initiation, same concept. Just rush it, no matter who you are. If you're a core, you just get that.
It's right. Rasta actually already gets its own too. Like, 4-staff is going to be the only little CC that they have is that Clockwork, and 4-staff you're always getting a Clockwork no matter what. So they already have a couple now at this game on both the Invoker and the Rasta. So even their crowd control, the little that they have, is basically nullified there as a result of the items. God, he hates to be so negative with Clutch Gamers here, but they've definitely stepped into a trap. It almost feels like that is Newbee in the opening match, the group stages, and they're feeling it down 17-3 already. But you do, again, this, I don't think this is indicative of what we're going to expect of them in this event. I think this is more of just the outdraft, simply coming back to that.
And Clutch had PC issues, they got docked reserve time. They were probably under a little bit of mental pressure going into this.
Oh, we see them trying to push, do that group up that they're talking about, but their other lanes are being counter-pushed meanwhile. Do something soon here.
Yeah, and how many lands have Clutch actually been to now? It hasn't been very many.
They were at Epicenter and Manila. They did not go to Summit, obviously, even though they qualified. Zodak, were they at Zodak? Hook shot bottom lane, Shadow Shaman. This could be a kill for Newbee. He's worth a lot of gold, actually. They're gonna get it. It's not a lot, but some.
Oh, it was a good chunk of gold. It was probably 500.
For a main support roster, it's not too shabby.
Yeah, 460 gold there.
So again, successful kill. Just a hook shot, close at least. Crew runs right by the Phoenix. Now we haven't seen the Supernova activity yet by Phoenix. It's actually over TP, but guess what? He's fine. He doesn't have anything to be worried about.
He was almost there, but he couldn't quite make it in time. But yeah, if you're Newbee, you have no reason you can't go now. I'm not really sure what they're waiting on. I mean, the last nail often give me the pipe. It mitigates so much of the damage of Clutch. Basically, the entire Poison Nova or Illuminate. It's just nuts.
Yeah, it almost seems silly to me that, I guess not, because Phoenix is one kind of miles. Oh, they're beating up the Arcane Rune right here. Coddle's like, hey, bring Arcane Rune. You're brand new as most game. They had more than enough damage to secure that kill. They get the Arcane, they kill him in the process. I was going with the Hand of Midas stuff. As I was saying, maybe he could be that candidate, but you know, once Hand of Midas here, and it is obviously a good item for him in general.
Yeah, I'm curious if Faith will hold the wards here. He wants to use them before this Arcane Rune goes up. Getting wards down on Arcane Rune's sick. They're up in like a minute and 20 seconds afterwards.
True. Forward that.
It's
It's going to be a middle to no ward even needed there. Chronosphere is ready to go. So, yeah, again, even if you're Clutch.
There we go.
I'm going to use it here. It's like, do you really feel comfortable taking a T5? They know this is happening. I mean, they have the in the area. They 100% know they're running over, but man, it's got to be so scary going into a Chronosphere ready.
It's their one chance. And the Shadow Fiend waits for the Shadow Blade.
There we go. Clockwork in. They catch SCC, but the force down for the light Moogie. With the bonus over heals right there. The Sunmark, the slow Shadow Fiend. He takes a second damage. He survives the time, and he bumped into Supernova. He comes out from a distance. The burn, baby burn with the sun ray, as well as the fire. Fire and it's melting. It's a massacre.
The
Aegis was snatched by Rappy, but it's just going to be him now. I guess Coddle is back up now. Rappy. He is maybe going to survive because of that.
Yeah, maybe he's a little low. But all in all, Roche does fall technically in their favor. And that, I mean, that was as close to best case scenario other than Shadow Fiend's Shadow Blade being down. Yeah. You got a lot of your big skills off, but you got 4-man Chrono to do a 3-man Supernova. Pretty hard to come back from that.
Shadow Fiend actually had a chance living right there. Supernova then went off, and that was the end of it. So, Good combo indeed from Newbee, and that's what we were just talking about, though, going into that fight. It's like they kind of had to, and that really wasn't the worst case scenario by any means, but yeah, fighting into that Faceless with the Chrono ready and the farm that he has already in the Maelstrom to follow up the Mom, and another 1,400 gold saved up on top of that even, so.
Yeah, and not only just farm, it does a ton of damage. He can solo kill anybody except for some Chrono right now. That is probably the strongest two-item opening that you can go.
Yeah, and you kind of chuckled a little bit at the Mask of Madness pickup, but I'm with you. I know it's considered maybe a little bit more of this pub stomp idea, but frankly, for a Faceless that's getting ahead, it seems like the obvious choice almost.
No, it's just fun to watch the meta come full circle. Like, a long time ago, this was the voice game. You'd always go Mom first, so. Okay. Then it went to Vlad's for a long time, it went to Dominator for a little while. I'm glad to see our Mask of Madness Overlords coming back.
And he is going to go to Phil Mjolnir here as well. Ag's finished on Invoker, of course. Boots of Travel queued up now.
Once he has the Mjolnir done, he does enough damage that at that point he could build full utility and still just truck out damage. So after Mjolnir, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Blink or an Ags. Something along those lines that just help him position Chronos a little better or get more of them off.
I still can't get over how much farm this Rasta has. He has another 1,500 gold with Arcane Boots and Force Staff. Already finished, so hell, he could have a Blink coming up here if he really wants it.
Yeah. I want to see him go pub build, go Aether Lens Refresher.
Okay. Aether Lens is good on him, that's true.
I mean, it's just one of those weird things, right, that if you do ever by some miracle fall behind, you have a way just to end the game. You can always get a Rax every time they're up, but in all honesty, when you're this far ahead, more defensive items aren't ever bad. Maybe see a Lotus picked up on him or something. Maybe he goes the pipe. He's rich.
Pipe seems a good option there. Lasso initiation, by the way. Bristleback going to be pulled right back into the Wars, but again, turn the whole time, and yeah, see how the Radiance wants to retreat this. The hook shot lanes though. On a top end, or that's excuse me, since trying to let the Chronos right now coming. The Sunstrike will end the clock. Finishes the jump from Bristleback. He's going to go 10 as well. The Chronos here allows Faceless to just sit in front of him and smack his face in. You see back here, they're not done just yet. Poison Nova going off. The Supernova in response, and this Venomancer, like here comes the Requiem, the Flame Break initially, but the Requiem goes off. So does the Supernova as expected. Venomancer going to be picked with the result. Coddle, he's going to end up dying. This is going to slowly burn down to his death, and now Shadow Fiend, the Soul Survivor. If he dies here, you might as well just say GG, honestly. He is going to go down indeed. And there's no buybacks across the board. Now a 15,000 almost net worth lead, and we're only 20 minutes into this game for Newbee.
Rough. I mean, I don't know what else to say. If you're clutch, you want to just take this game to mentally reset a little bit.
Time is money.
Just figure out what went wrong.
Draft.
I mean, yeah. They've got a break between this game and their next game, too. I don't think any team plays back-to-back in this. A couple of rounds later they do, but... Yeah, I mean, they gotta just relax a bit. They had some tech issues. Draft is bad.
SCCC, aka Sick, doing sick things. I say that all throughout this event, by the way. I just love saying that. Sick doing sick things. What was I gonna bring?
Dire's middle tower.
The patch notes. I'm trying to say. I mean, was anything a little bit of nerf there with the base damage being increased by 4? Which is a decent nerf, but that doesn't scream, oh, that's why, you know, this isn't working by any means. So. Screwing them over here.
It's not working because you didn't pick an initiator. Like, clock is great if you're going for a pickoff or if you're looking to follow up.
Yeah.
But you get an LC. You got a single now.
Bottom lane. Flipper going in with the cuts again. Shadow being locked down by the Photosphere though. Clockwork's like, well, I got a solo kill at least on Rasta. Gonna cost him his life though. Fun with a nice flame break pushback and easy kill on a Clockwork. There's a long run right there. Yeah, now we're seeing these fun items come out. The Mjolnir in full finished on Faceless. That BKB, did he finish that? He did, but he hasn't even gotten off yet. On Shadowfiend, that is. He did pick that up, but again, that's That's where that item is, like, is it even really that good for him as Venno gets picked up over here? Because Chronosphere is just completely, you know, take out the idea of it if he can even get it off in time. And even if he does, he still could take the Sunstrike as well as that beating to the face of Faceless.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm not, like, totally damning clutch for the draft here. I got what they were going for, right? You win the Bristlecottle lane, your Venno handles himself fine if Clockwork roam, and then you try to utilize the roaming Clockwork to win every lane, but the problem was you just had zero comeback mechanism. When you hemorrhage a couple kills in the beginning, then there just was nothing for you to do.
Oh, and that's how he has to use his BKB. It's just very defensive, running away. So with that on cooldown now for 70 seconds, you know NewBee is looking to take a fight and force the issue here. So Armel and the rest of his team just going to keep their distance and still in your 18,000 network plate though. Just hand over that in favor of NewBee. It's just been 100% new if you are just tuning in a little bit later. I know the initial series G versus OG did finish. It sounds like he actually did win over OG there.
It was fast.
In fact, one, and this still potentially could be a fast one. We're only 24 minutes in. It honestly could have been over already. It's safe to say. Just a matter of clutch. I don't want to stay in this here.
Now, to be fair, high ground's pretty hard to break on this side unless your roster holds around. That's your easiest way to hit buildings. Without it, you're getting spammed by Illuminates and Raises and Quills. There's just a lot to hold you off the high ground. So I totally respect NewBee taking this slower and making sure they're in the position they want to be.
What I did notice too on the idea of the patch notes. Oh, is he going? No. Just time dilation is. I'm surprised he didn't use the time dilation right there.
Yeah.
Lock out the Quills.
Yeah, that's what I've been talking about. It's such
true.
a good skill, this game. I mean, you've got Plague Wards that are going to be constantly spammed, Quills, you've got Goo. It's just great.
Yeah, no, Faceless is just kind of like a counter really across the board against Bristle. The Chronosphere locks him so you can easily get the front of him, and then the time dilation, as we just mentioned.
In a perfect world, you'd get the Lotus and then just deal with it, but he's even purge it with it, but he's not getting there anytime soon.
So I was going to mention, though, Clockwork did actually get hit pretty hard also in this patch, I feel like. His base damage as well as the mana cost was increased of Battery Assault at 200 instead of 75. That's the last initiation on a Venom Enter. Spirit's going to catch two. Bristleback included in that. Venno, he's going to die for sure. Bristle may survive, but there's a lot of damage in the process. Finally gets his back turn as it wears off. Clockwork goes in. Nice cogs on two, but the Supernova's activated, and that A gets died. You just need to run, baby. Boombox, he can't run, unfortunately. He will fall to a triple kill coming out for Kafka. Playing the Phoenix. They're going Cutthroat down. They're looking at pushing it tier 3 here.
Got wards up. You want a big fight.
It's going to keep them occupied at least. Shadow Fiend's like, alright, screw it. Let's just try something. Rock Beam, go! Right on top of him, actually. This might kill him. Yep. Double raise land, so he gets the free kill on SCCC, but
1,500 gold for SCCC there.
Wow, you're right. Alright, Shadow Fiend got some farm. Silver Edge coming.
He actually turned that entire team fight into break-even, basically. They lost 4 for the Invoker, and it was almost a dead-even gold trade. I can just tell you the spot that this game is in.
Definitely does. I mean, that's, you know, much gamers in it, if anything. Whether for better or for worse. Fly Solo doesn't like it. That's another death for him.
Dude, what does he build, though? Hey, that's the reoccurring issue here. You can't just, like, go blink BKB Requiem, or you do no damage after it.
He has a mom queued up.
I mean, that's probably the highest damage output item you could buy for 2,000 gold.
That's true, if you're behind in farm. I
Yeah,
guess.
when you're down this much, that's how you gotta think. We only have this many resources, let's dump them into as much damage as we can.
Yeah.
By the way, for anyone watching, it is the 4th of July here in America. There will be fireworks going on outside. Hopefully they are not too obnoxious.
You can't even hear them myself, so I think we are good on that end.
I wore my Team Freedom jersey today.
Everyone's America today.
Yeah, I had to wear that big red, white, and blue Freedom jersey. Oh, it's great.
I'm wearing a tank top. You know, I got a Coors Light in one hand. I have a Bald Eagle that I rented.
Nice.
in the other room here, so, you know, I'm ready to go. Gotta pick up the outside. Shotgun here
Basically describing my
Shadow Fiend. You wish he was stuck in beard right now, because he's not liking this game. He's going to be buying back, though. Supernova didn't really... Right there, no limit. Chronos, however, it wasn't Chronos needed the matter. But Atos and they're going to catch the Bristle back, hook shot in, stall him as long as possible, but Bristle, oh my god, he'll live. But here comes that Chronos Spear off 3, and just watch them melt away. All right, Clutch. Throw in the white flag, man, it's over. Oh, they killed Faceless. They killed Faceless, that's the bounty there for Venom. They're not going to quit.
Well, oh man. Rasta doesn't eggs completed. I was wondering why it wasn't making words. 2 shots from up. It's pretty cool. Oh man, this
well, I do see, again, I've always loved the hero, but I am seeing, especially from this game alone, that why Rasta is getting this priority. And kind of as we were talking about the draft, though, and this hero gets that snowball going. I mean, again, his biggest issue is the mana cost, really, of all of his abilities kind of combined. But if you kind of get that 4th position farm almost, then that doesn't matter.
And when the game is too fast, when everybody's picking hard roaming 4s that are going to just be crushing the mid lane, he struggles because he has to be moving around so much he's not pulling or getting gold or anything like that. But yeah, if you get him that early game where he's getting the kills on the roam, he's just nuts.
Yeah.
Honestly, I almost liken him to, like, the Clockwork, though, right? If Clock doesn't do anything in the early game, he just feels super underwhelming.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of heroes like that. We're seeing the meta slow down just a little bit as far as pressure and roaming, which is bringing heroes like this to light. I was hoping Complexity would bust out their 4-roll Leshrac again, because I think that'd be really good in this meta.
Batrider. You know, Clutch, they're obviously going through that phase of, I would assume maybe just kind of talking it over and but again, it's to still be hanging into this game and playing it out. And that's it's okay, you know, it's fun. We're having some fun, you know, watch this final fight here, but this can't be helping their psyche. They're gonna get another Chronosphere here. Okay, the G's are coming out. It's a disaster, Abby. And it's the pause.
When it's set as a tournament game, when someone disconnects, it auto pauses. So, yep.
All right, so maybe a little bit of a sign of that frustration indeed. But NewB took care of business here. I mean, we are talking about one of the 6 invited teams in NewB, so not surprised on their performance, but a little underwhelmed by Clutch in their kickoff match here, to be fair. But
and
again,
I mean,
the draft,
honestly, if you wanted a preview of how I think South America versus everybody else at TI is going to go, this is it. Like, they look great against their own region, but when these teams, and Southeast Asia is a great one here as well. TNC is the only one that's really had a ton of face time against a lot of these top international teams. So this is what I'm